another one. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, Director Z, Luis Sabatero, and today doing another film review. One I saw from home. This one is called. It's an Apple TV streaming movie, and it's with Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy and Sigourney Weaver, and it's very Black Mirror sci-fi anthology esque. I liked it a lot. There was only like one or two cons that I'll like kind of nitpick for, but other than that, I really enjoy this movie, and I hope you go watch it too. And of course, spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen it, go see it first and then come back. Okay, that should be enough for the warning. And today's movie is, of course, The Gorge. It's sci-fi action horror with a little bit of rom-com. Uh, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy play two soldiers from opposite sides of these military outposts that are at unknown area that protect a giant, you guessed it, gorge with a big old mist that's hard to see under and in what it is. And that's kind of the twist. It's one person on each post, one from the east and one from the west. And it's an agreement that they had, like Russia with Lithuania kind of place, and then America with Miles Teller. And private contracting business has hired both of them to protect not people going in the gorge, but whatever's in the gorge from coming out. And those are called the Hollow Men. And there's a rumor that the gorge might be a gateway to hell. Now, let's get into it. One of my favorite things about this movie is definitely the action sci-fi. The everything about it, like I said, is like a Black Mirror episode. Also feels a little Resident Evil, has a lot of Annihilation vibes. Or if you've ever seen Hell's Paradise, the anime, that a lot. Um, so overall, I liked a lot of it. One of the things though is the twist was kind of predictable, but it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I also just really like the scale and the design and everything. I just really couldn't find that many flaws, so I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So it's definitely worth your time. Definitely worth your sight. I wish you could have seen it in theaters, but even if you did, it would be like overlapped and overwhelmed by like Paddington and Captain America and Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes is doing really good. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And let's go over the pros first. First and foremost, it very much has a Resident Evil video game vibe. And that is in partly because of Levi and Drassa, the main characters. As they are on opposite sides, they're not supposed to have contact. But the way they do is actually really adorable. It's like a meet cute. Um, it's her birthday. She blows out some candles. And she's playing Blitzkrieg Bop. And all across the gorge, from the opposite side on the west, the east is playing the music, and she has a board up saying, "What is your name?" And Miles Teller's character Levi is saying like, "We're not supposed to talk. We're not supposed to have contact. We're just supposed to, bah, 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 shoot whatever's in the gorge, and then stay here the rest of our life." But Drassa is very adamant because it's her birthday and she wants to talk to someone. And so they get to know each other, and they say like, "So what are you good at?" And he's like, "I'm good at shooting." And she's like, "Prove it." So she puts like a bottle of champagne right there, ready for him to shoot. He doesn't do it. She does from across the side to prove that she's also an excellent shot. Obviously, why else would they be there? And it's really cool because Blitzkrieg Bop is like one of the best Ramones. It's one of the best, like most known Ramones songs ever. And it always reminds you of good times. I don't know anyone who listens to that song and is like, "Oh, this song bums me out." Like, no, it's a good like freaking feel good song. It's got a good energy. And then all of a sudden, of course, the Hollow Men start coming out. Anya Taylor Joy and Miles Teller get into an action sequence, and it's really, 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 really good. And yeah, they basically have to stay at those military outposts, like climb down a rope because there's mines. Because when the Hollow Men climb out of the gorge, they hit them and then they explode, and so they have to kind of set it up again. Like those defense sanctuary where you have to like build outposts and like build weapons and sentries to like keep it defended, like one of those horde modes or like constant wave of enemies modes. It's basically that. So that's why like one of my pros is that it feels very much like a video game. The action feels very video game, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And yeah, that's the other pro here is that it's very much the creature design of the Hollow Men looks like that, and they're like these tree people that come out of like basically a whole army of Groots live down there. I don't know how, I don't know when, and I don't even know where this fucking place is. But everything I learn more about this gorge thing, I'm just like, this is so fucking cool. But then the more and more Miles Teller, Levi, and Anya Taylor-Joy's Drasa learn more about it, they're like, oh, this might not be a gateway to hell. This might be actually something that, you know, the American government and the Eastern European Russia government is trying to, keep keep covered up. But another thing that's a good pro about this is the love story. I really love the chemistry between these two. I was rooting for him. I wanted all things good to go for happen to him. And it's funny that I put this picture because this is actually where they are revealed that the gateway to hell thing is just a thing they do to scare people, but it's actually different soldiers from both sides of different countries of West and East are putting their own soldiers there to keep their secret. Is the fact that America was making Oppenheimer fucking atomic bombs, while over here in this undisclosed area they were making biochemical weapons, and those biochemicals, you guessed it, turned all those fucking people down there into tree folk. Apparently, the Russians sent cavalrymen like on horses and with saber swords in there, like 3,400 men. When they went in the gorge, none of them came back. So obviously, where do you think they went? So that's the one con I have about the movie. The twist is kind of predictable. As soon as you see Sigourney Weaver at the beginning of the movie, you're like, she's the bad guy, right? And then later you realize, yeah, the whole thing is like these drones coming out of the gorge are actually taking hybrid DNA from these plant people, making super soldiers, and you realize that she's actually been putting soldiers there to die because the predecessor that was training Miles Teller also died to a shot to the head because he thought he was going home after training Miles Teller. And yeah, that's how I kind of knew also. I was like, oh, this has America written all over it. That's not a pathway to hell. They're just covering their own ass. And then there's a stray dog protocol that happens if the gorge is exposed and people can just like see it. And they're like, what the fuck is that? They have a nuke at the bottom of the gorge that's like ready to go at a moment's notice. Like, whoop. And then boom, whole thing implodes. Blast radius of 4.1 kilometers. So Anya and Miles, Levi, and Drasa, when they discover this, they make a plan to leave, and they blow up and put the stray dog protocol while Sigourney Weaver is trying to get like her DNA samples and kill them before they reveal the secret. But unfortunately, the gorge explodes with a nuke. Sigourney Weaver dies in a helicopter crash, and in the creation that she was trying to, keep hidden. And of course, Miles Teller falls into a waterfall and a ravine. We don't know if he's alive. Anya Taylor-Joy makes it to the rendezvous that they promised to meet each other. He's not there. And so you're just like, oh, why do they do it like that? They give me a predictable twist, and then they give me a shitty ending. But then a few months later, Anya Taylor-Joy is like a waitress at some coastal, like probably Argentina, South America restaurant or whatever. Maybe even Colombia or fucking Dominican Republic. I don't know. Could be Puerto Rico. And then, she comes out. She's looking all good. And then, of course, Miles Teller comes out. And, yeah, they have their little ending together. And that's another thing that I really liked about this movie. The chemistry and the ending just come together so perfectly. And it wasn't like the romance was shoved down our throat. Like, it was done very well. They're not supposed to contact each other. They do. And then eventually Anya goes, I really wish you were here, like, over on my side. And Miles Teller gets the genius idea to fire a zip line over, fucking cliffhanger it all the way over there, and then come to her, sweaty and stinky. And so he takes a shower over there, and they get dinner, and he tries to go back, and of course he falls in the gorge, and then we get to where they discover, and then we're back to the original, where we were before. And that's why, yeah, this movie, even though that one thing about the twist I saw coming, I just really appreciated the creature design, the horror aspects, the sci-fi. Even the reveal was done really well for people who didn't understand that this was going to be a twist about, the American government covering their own ass. I still give this 8.5 out of 10. Thank you all for watching. Please, even if with the spoiler review, if you somehow sat through this, go watch this fucking movie. It's so good. It's really, really good. More reviews coming up. And yeah, later, y'all. Please subscribe and don't forget to like and leave a comment if you like this video.